Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Razovy, and today we're going to talk about Psychopaths. Now, we're not going to talk about Season 2, we're not going to talk about Season 3. This is purely Season 1, because I recently rewatched Season 1, and every time that I rewatch it, I've rewatched it multiple times, I am completely blown away by how good Season 1 is. Now, I'm not a big fan of Season 2. It's not horrible. Season 2 is definitely not horrible, but it's not as top-notch quality as Season 1. And I haven't watched Season 3 yet because Season 2 was so, how should I put it, average, I guess, that I decided not to watch Season 3. Now, I am planning to watch Season 3 in the future. I'm planning to do like a 3-episode rule show out of Season 3 so that I can make a video about it, talk about it, and if I decide to continue watching it, I can also, make a whole video about it later. So it is something that I'm willing to do later on. However, for now, I'm only focusing on Season 1 because Season 1 is absolutely amazing. And if you haven't watched Season 1 of Psychopaths, it's about time that you do because it is crazy, crazy good. It's what, in my opinion, I'm not sure if everyone will agree on this, but in my opinion, it's truly a classic anime that everyone should have at least watched once. So it released in 2012, in October, I believe, and in the end, it had 22 episodes. Now, if you have watched the rebroadcast of Psychopaths, it actually had I believe, 11 episodes because they were all put together into a 1 hour episode. And I'm not sure that if it's, for the people that have watched it on Netflix, I'm very curious if they actually released the 11 1-hour episodes or if they released the 22 episodes that were all 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not sure. I'm very curious to see which one they chose to use for Netflix. I have no clue. I've never watched Psychopaths on Netflix. I don't know. But I watched the 22 episodes of 24 minutes each. I haven't watched the rebroadcasted one, which I believe was in 2014 or something. Now, for the people that have no clue what Psychopaths is, that can happen. If you've never watched it, I can imagine you have no clue what it's about. It's actually about about this new young detective. She's called Akane Tsunemori. And she is she actually wants to uphold justice and join what they call the Sybil system and become a detective inside the Sybil system. Now, this is, of course, set in future Japan, and Japan now has basically it modernized its justice system with what we then call the Sybil system. And this Sybil system is able to determine whether or not a person is good or evil or has good or evil intentions just by scanning their brains. So people just are constantly being scanned when they walk the streets. And if the computer determines, this person is evil or whatever, or if this person has criminal intent, even if that person has not done anything criminal yet, a police force is, put on the case and they have to arrest this person. Now, keep in mind, though, that if this person is charged with major criminal intent, so if this person is charged with something that they deem as incurable, basically, this person has to be taken down. So the police force that is sent to this person will hunt them down and kill this person immediately on the spot. It's a very interesting concept. And Akane, she wants to uphold this justice system because she believes that the Sybil system is, doing God's work, basically, right? And she's assigned as a new detective to a new squad. And the people that are in this squad, they are actually all convicted criminals, except for Akane. Because they have to basically do the dirty work. And when they, if they decide to do this dirty work as police officers, they are not killed, so they won't get the death penalty. And Akane is the detective. She's in charge, and she is just a normal citizen, right? She has no criminal intent because her brains are scanned all the time. So the Sybil system knows whether or not she has criminal intent. And what I like so much about Psychopaths is that it shows how technology can basically take over human society very easily. And even nowadays, that's already sort of happening. I'm not sure if you guys know, but for example, in China, they already are scanning people's faces and using a point system to determine whether or not these people are doing good things or bad things, and they they give them a score. And it's Psychopaths is kind of like a very scary future that actually might become reality one day. And that is what I like so much about Psychopath Season 1. Akane is also a very cool main protagonist because it turns out that no matter what happens, she is never registered as, having criminal intent. So she's able to constantly see the most horrific stuff in her job, basically, and she still scores normal. While all of the other people that eventually get to see these things, they become they get a charge with, you have criminal intent or something. You know what I mean? So the Sybil system actually is not that fair as you can imagine, because it turns, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, of course, but it turns out that the Sybil system is not able to detect every single criminal person that there is, and that sometimes when they do detect someone as criminal, it's not necessarily fair. For example, in, I believe it's the first or second episode, we see that a man, he takes a woman hostage, and she is so traumatized by what happened that not just the guy is charged with criminal intent and he is murdered on the spot by Akane and her squad. No, also the girl is charged with criminal intent. She's not killed, I believe, but and even if she is, I don't remember. I'm sorry, but she is charged with criminal intent though, and because she saw such horrible things, and therefore she might become criminal in the future. That's at least what Sybil, determines to be the case. So that's the first time Akane already sees, like, oh, so this is really how it works? Is this fair? Like, she's starting to doubt whether or not things are fair. But because her mental state never changes, the one of Akane, she's never charged with anything because her mental state never changes. So she's kind of able to breeze through the Sybil system in her own way. And what I like the most about Psychopath Season 1 is that we actually get to see a true criminal, one that is not determined by the Sybil system, but simply he's truly a criminal that actually wants to destroy the Sybil system. And you might think, well, isn't he just then detected by the Sybil system and they will take him down? You might think that, but that's not the case. He's able to, just like Akane, he's able to control his emotions so well that the Sybil system doesn't detect when he does something wrong. For example, he kills someone while the Sybil system is watching, but because they're not able to detect his brain waves, basically, they don't charge him with anything. Which means that Akane and her team are not able to actually put him in jail or kill him or whatever, because the Sybil system doesn't detect him doing anything wrong. So these are all signs that this system is not working as intended, but the police officers are not able to do anything about it. It's a very interesting concept. And then, as you can imagine, it goes from Akane being a detective to Akane and her squad fighting actual evil. The guy that also has this that is not being judged by the Sybil system, but they have to do it without the Sybil system. Like, they have to, to do it without it. And it's a very, very interesting story. So, if you haven't watched Psychopaths yet, I'm not sure if I would be able to recommend you watching Season 2. And I haven't watched Season 3 yet, so I cannot really pass judgment on that either. But Season 1 of Psychopaths is truly, truly amazing. It's like I said, it's one of the classics in my opinion. And it's actually, if you go to, for example, any list, it ranks like 70 or 69 or 68 as most popular of all time. So that also says something about how top-notch quality this anime is. It's truly, truly amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, I truly hope that you liked this video. If you did, make sure to click on the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet to Razovy Revive, but you do like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Razovy. You were you. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.